Greetings, friends. I'm AK.
And I'm Laura.
And we are
The Chainsaw Girls.
Before we get to today's episode, we have a couple little things we wanted to touch on because some important things have happened. First and foremost, Laura here has had her first match back recently in 2 years?
2 years, baby. 2 years.
Mystery Wrestling in Toronto, your hometown.
Yes.
And I feel so blessed that I was able to be a part of it with Marty Bell and Penelope.
Yes, it was honestly, oh God, don't get emotional, Laura. We just started the episode. It was a dream come true. It was magical. And having my best friends in the match with me made it fucking incredible. I'm so grateful.
It was so much fun. And normally I am not the type of person who likes to break kayfabe, if you know what that means. If you know, you know. But I don't know. It feels different here.
Yeah. Do you remember in the match when I stepped up to you and went, come on, chainsaw girl?
So another thing we wanted to address briefly, but we're going to really dive into it in the Patreon extended episode. You might notice my voice sounds just a little tad different. I already have a raspy voice. It's a little raspier right now. We'll talk about why in the Patreon extended. But it does have to do with the match, so we'll get to that later.
I apologize.
It's okay.
1,000,000 times over. I'm never going to let this down, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It comes with the territory. Things happen in the ring. Every time we get in the ring, we put our bodies on the line, literally.
Yeah, but you're one of my best friends, and I nearly ruined your throat.
Okay, but isn't it true that you hit your friends harder?
Yeah, but I never want to do that. I was just so excited, and I was a little spitfire, and these fucking elbows, I just couldn't control them.
It was just a freak accident, and I'm okay. My face isn't broken. You know, my workouts aren't affected. It's not like my leg or my arm is broken, knock on wood. You know?
Yeah, but
orbital bone could have been way worse.
Still, I can't believe I hit you that hard, and I'm so sorry. But one day I'll get a receipt and it'll all be fine.
Not from me. I will not give you a receipt.
I'll
I refuse.
force you. I will force you to. Like, kick me, AK, just do it.
I will say it's not the first time I've been punched in the throat. A lot of you already know that who have been on my Twitch and my Patreon and things like that. But I just wanted to address it because I feel like I sound a little bit different, but we will talk about it more in the Patreon extended. I also wanted to ask you before we get started, tell me about your outfit, girl.
Oh my gosh, this is a little workout set by Vixen Clothing, Vixen Fitness. It has for those that are listening, it has ghost face all over it, and it's so cute. It says, "You had me at hello," with the little hearts and ghosty on. It's my favorite workout set.
It's a matching set. It is so cute, and I need one.
Oh, hell yes. Now, getting to it on today's episode, we are covering 2015's Hell House LLC.
This was actually the first Patreon watch-along movie we did.
Oh my gosh, it was.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so excited to dive into this movie because let me tell you, I forgot how legitimately scary it is.
It really is. This is probably one of my favorite found footage movies.
Up there for sure. This was written and directed by Stephen Cognetti. It had a budget of 25 to 30K. I could not get an exact amount. I also couldn't get the gross on it because this was direct to streaming. So it didn't have a theatrical release, so it was hard to gauge how much it actually brought in. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It does have a pretty big following now, though, and it does also have 5 total films.
Yes. I also read that this was intended to be a trilogy.
Okay.
And then it just kept going.
I have facts about that. Ooh, I can't wait to dive into
Okay.
it. Okay. Would you like me to read IMDb?
Sure would.
Let's do it. 5 years after an unexpected malfunction causes the death of 15 tour guides and staff on the opening night of a Halloween haunted house tour, a documentary crew travels back to the scene of the tragedy to find out what really happened. Yes, that is.
Correct.
Yes.
I love how we started judging the IMDb descriptions now on whether or not they're good.
I mean, some of them are a little rough skis.
Yeah, some of them give way too much information, but that was a good one.
I thought that was pretty good. Did you
agree.
love it? You love this movie?
Oh, I love this movie. That's why we chose it for our first watch along.
Yeah, it's a great one.
It's easy to watch, it's spooky, and they did so much with a low budget.
So much. Oh my God, I love it so much. Should we just dive into the movie and then we'll do little tidbits as we go along?
Let's do it.
Hell yes, let's go.
So we start by watching a girl. We don't know who she is quite yet, but we're going to find out she's an interviewer.
Diane, I believe.
Diane, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's walking around the Abadon Hotel. It's locked. It's abandoned. There's a Hell House sign on the ground. And we're going to cut a lot through this movie because we are watching all the found footage. We're watching different interviews. We're watching a documentary. We end up watching the footage from the actual night.
Yeah, it's like this is essentially it's a mockumentary style found footage. And when we do open up, it does say what you are about to see is a documentary on the mysterious events surrounding the 2009 Halloween haunted house tour tragedy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we're seeing people in the documentary saying things like, do you want to know what I think happened that night? I have no idea. Like, thanks, girl. Thanks for nothing.
I know, right? I'm so glad I interviewed you.
Yeah. And then we cut to like a news report showing ambulances, police on site.
I think they do a really good job of making it seem legitimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does feel that way. And we're putting together that this small hotel, the Abadon Hotel, was turned into a haunted house in 2009, and something tragic happened on opening night, which was Halloween.
Yeah.
We also forgot to mention that in the month of October, we're covering movies just like we did last year that are either based on Halloween or surrounding Halloween.
Yes, we're in spooky season.
Oh yeah, happy October, by the way.
Yay, it's my favorite month.
There's a lot going on. All right. So anyway, so we keep cutting back to Diane walking around this boarded up present day Abadon Hotel. We're cutting to video footage taken the night of the tragedy by someone attending the haunted house. So they're walking through the haunted house. It just looks like normal jump scares, people screaming. We see creepy ass clowns chasing people.
Are you a haunted house gal?
Yes and no. Are you?
Oh, yes, but I do not fuck with those extreme.
No.
Like, don't touch me.
No.
Don't put anything on me. Keep your fucking hands to yourself.
I agree.
I'm into it as long as, there's none of that.
So I used to be actually scared of them to where I would walk through haunted houses like this with my eyes shielded.
Oh.
Because I was just, even now still, it's kind of creepy. In some rooms, I'm like, I don't want to see what's going to jump out. But I've gotten better over the years, and I do love going to Halloween Horror Nights. Yeah.
I'm the freak that wants to be right at the front to like
oh
see.
my gosh.
I know, I'm out of my fucking mind. I love it. I love being right at the front to see everything. Okay, really briefly, I'm just really quickly.
Yeah.
So when I was in high school, I went to one of these haunted houses. I believe it was called Screamers. I went with my best friend Shlee, and we were going through the house, and she was linking arms with me.
Yeah.
Right? And so I was kind of guiding us through, and we came to a spot with Michael Myers. There were several of them in like corners, right? Shlee grabs my arm and books it so quickly around a corner that she starts running and runs me head first right into a wall. Like so hard that even the scare actors all went, "Oh,
oh my God."
Yes, Michael Myers stopped with his knife down and just looked at me. It was so ridiculous, and she was gone. She ran her ass all the way to the haunted house, and I had to walk through the whole thing by myself.
I'm speechless. You probably made their night. They were telling everyone about that.
Dude, it was like a cartoon. I felt like I had the little like things over my head, like
Like a bird.
Yeah, like a bird over my head, dude. Yeah. Great haunt though. I loved going to Screamers. It was fun.
There's one called Erebus in Detroit, and I remember going with some friends, and one of my friends froze when this giant Yeti came out. I think I'm getting that haunted house right. I might be mixing it up with a different one, but I think it was Erebus. A Yeti comes out, and she froze, and it pinned her to the wall. And she just was like screaming.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't get into my personal space.
It was mechanical, and they expect you to move, but she didn't move. She just froze in fear and got like pinned against the wall by this Yeti.
That's really funny. Anywho.
Yes. Also, side note, I know we keep digressing, but don't go into a haunted house if you can't handle it, because you know scare actors get hit all the time. It's really messed up.
Dude, I know. You're not supposed to touch them.
Don't do that.
Agreed.
But hopefully they won't be touching you.
Any hoogly boos. Back to Hell House.
Yes. So the people that are walking through this haunted house, they see someone running the opposite way, like against traffic, and they run out this, what looks like an emergency exit. I'd be freaking out.
Yes.
But at this time you're thinking, okay, well, someone probably got too scared.
It's Shlee.
They're leaving. Yeah. It's so funny because I was just thinking about the story of you when you were like, it's every man for themselves when you were doing your whitewater rafting. So Shlee is like you in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah, definitely. You're on your own, bitch.
Sorry, girl.
Okay, so we're also going to cut to, we're going to hear the audio of a 911 call.
Yeah.
Okay. And the caller is kind of frantic, and she's telling the operator that she's at the old Abadon Hotel. Please send police. The operator's kind of asking like what's going on. She doesn't know. The girl on the phone is like, I don't know. It's kind of staticky. It's hard to hear. But one thing she does say that is very important. She yells out, "They're pulling us into the walls." And the operator is like, "I'm sorry, I can't hear you," obviously. And the caller just says, "Please hurry. I don't want to die." And the phone cuts.
Terrifying.
So they're pulling us into the walls.
Like, what does that even mean?
Exactly. So scary.
So then we see someone named Robert in the interview says that there was a photographer who got inside the hotel and the photos that he took raised even more questions.
Yes. And now we're going to be introduced to Martin Cliver,
Yes.
who's our photographer.
And Martin shows photos where there are blood marks on the floor that lead into a wall, which now we're like, okay, well, that girl just said they were pulling them into walls. So we can kind of guess what was happening here, even though it's still hard to picture. And then they just stop. They're not like going up the wall. They just go to the wall and then they completely stop.
Dude.
And in the interview, Martin says, so this debunked a lot of people's theory of a gas leak.
Yeah, because the town, I'm going to refer to them as they, because I don't know,
Sure.
They don't exactly say who has covered this up, but someone or a group of people, we'll just say the town folk, covered up what happened at the Abadon. Exactly, a gas leak.
Yeah.
But obviously people know or people theorize that is not exactly what happened.
Right.
And we will find out that is not what happened.
Definitely not. He does take a few pictures. He said he stood at the top of the stairs. He refused to go in the basement, but he did just stick his camera down there and take pictures, which is how I would do it too.
I ain't going in that fucking basement. Are you
Absolutely
Are you on
not.
crack? There's no way, dude.
I think that's what Martin said, actually. Are you on crack? And then he stood at the top of the steps. And in the photo that they show, it's so creepy how they show it too. It really does feel like a real documentary.
Yeah.
You can see that there are handprints on the walls and also on the steps. And it looks like they're maybe covered in some type of ash or something. They're just black handprints.
Yeah, it's like someone was crawling up the stairs.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Ew.
Yuck. Okay.
Gross.
And now we see words on the screen. Okay. It says Sarah Havel, a member of Hell House, reached out to the documentarian Diane Graves and agreed to an interview at a hotel near Abadon.
Right.
She has not been heard from since the tragedy.
Yeah. She reached out to Diane.
That's right.
Not the other way around.
Uh-huh.
So Sarah gives Diane some tapes that were recorded by Paul and Tony, who were other members of the haunted house crew.
Yes, and police have never seen these tapes.
Right. And
Bit
Diane,
weird. A little sketchy.
Very sketchy. Diane even asked, why didn't you give these to the police? And Sarah says, you'll see.
And also Sarah comes across as someone who, like, I don't want to say off, but she definitely seems off, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like she looks like she maybe hasn't slept in a while.
Yeah.
You know, she's not looking at Diane in the eyes.
Yeah.
And when she does, it's very intense.
She's very sketch. And the you'll see, I'd be like, oh, okay, we need to get this lady out of this room.
She also says, when Diane asks her, like, where have you been all this time? Sarah says, I've been in a better place. So I'll let you chew on that.
I'd be rolling my eyes if I was Diane. Like, okay.
Like, Sarah, can you stop being mysterious?
Can you please fucking elaborate?
This is an interview that you asked for.
Right.
Give me some fucking information.
But I would be excited about those tapes. And she does go through the tapes and we're about to see them.
Here we go. The Hell House footage.
This was taken by the crew from the end of August until Halloween night.
Yes.
So there are 5 of them in the crew. There's Mac, Alex, Paul, Tony, and Sarah.
Yes.
They are driving around to find the Abadon Hotel to turn it into a haunted house.
Yes. And you can tell pretty much right off the hop here that they have good rapport with each other. Like Sarah, and I want to say, is it Tony that's in the, yeah, Tony and Sarah are in the back and they're playing a little trivia game. And Tony's asking her, like, it's a Will Smith movie. And blah, 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 blah. And she's like, is it Hitch? No, it's I Am Legend, actually. But she's like guessing. And they're just, you know, you can tell that these are friends.
Yeah, they do that a lot in this movie where they build up a lot of rapport between all 5 of them. And I think they do a great job.
They do. And we do find out that the relationship between all of them is very, very strong. And they've pretty much known each other for a very long time.
Yeah. They pull over at one point and Mac and Alex are outside. And Sarah's telling, I think, Tony, you know, oh, they're still fighting. We don't know why, though.
Yeah, they're bickering. It seems very sibling to me.
Yeah.
Mac and Alex throughout this film. It seems very sibling.
Yes. And they get to the Abadon Hotel and they start exploring around. They're going outside, they're going inside, they're checking out everything that was left behind because this just looks like it was left in the state that it was in.
Dude, it looks like people just like got up, left, and the whole hotel is just still standing. No one's gone in it.
Yeah.
You could stay there if you really wanted to, even though it's like creepy and there's cobwebs everywhere. It looks like a ghost town.
It's real rundown and abandoned, but it's not boarded up.
Yeah, exactly. And Sarah points out that it smells like an old sweater. And I knew exactly what she meant.
Yes. Any sweater that's been in your closet for too long.
Yeah, no, totally. Mac seems a little over it. Okay.
I recently stayed, this is so off topic. I recently stayed at a really shitty motel just for a little day trip.
Yeah.
And as soon as I walked in, I went, this smells like a divorced dad's apartment.
I know exactly what that smell is.
If you know what that smells like no offense to any divorced dads, but I had a divorced dad and I know what the apartment smelled like.
Yes, it's a very distinct smell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So anyways, it is a very, very cool set. I have to say this whole Abadon Hotel set is an actual haunted house that we can go see. It's in Pennsylvania, AK.
Where in Pennsylvania?
I have it. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But so this was an actual haunt. This was an actual attraction, and that's why, in my opinion, that's why it looks so fucking awesome.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And it does sound like they do this often. They will find an abandoned place and they'll turn it into a haunted house.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. And also, like, some of them actually want to stay there.
Yeah.
Which, like, hell no.
No.
Like, I love horror. I love scary shit. I ain't staying in some fucking haunted Abadon Hotel.
No.
No.
They're probably desensitized to it because they do it all the time and they want to be on the scene so they can quickly, fix it up as fast as possible because they are on a deadline.
No, that's very true.
But still.
No, I know. It's whatever. I couldn't do it. Couldn't be me. Tony is messing around with one of the walkie-talkies, and all of a sudden it lets out this sort of very loud shrieking static sound, and then it just goes off. Right away. Nope.
Yep.
Nope. That's a no for me.
Noping right the fuck out of there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then one of the clips as the camera is just panning the room slows down, like in the documentary that we're watching, and we see some kind of figure or entity passing through the hallway. The crew did not notice it, but they like zoom in on it. And the music that they play in the background, I feel like I'm watching Forensic Files, and it makes it so much scarier.
Yes. Okay. I had to, no word of a lie, dude. I had to turn it off when I was watching it at night.
Oh yeah, I remember you told me that because of the clown, right?
The clown scared me so bad that I had to turn it off, and I finished watching it at 6 o'clock in the morning the next morning over my coffee.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
But I totally understand, and we will get to the damn clown because
oh yeah, the clown and the girl in the room that when he lifts up the covers,
gosh.
I was like, nope. Oh, it scared me, man.
Those are the two scariest parts of the movie for sure.
Okay, anyways, I digress.
So Alex is kind of like the leader of the crew.
And it's his business. He owns it. Yeah. And he's dating Sarah.
Yes, they're together. We'll find out. And he starts breaking down the plan for the basement. So he's like, all right, this person's going to be there. We're going to have this clown over here, whatever.
There's a storm door in the basement so that there's a clear exit for the flow from the front of the house down through the basement storm door exit.
Yeah, so the basement's going to be like their grand finale. And then everyone goes out the storm door to leave. So they're in the basement and they're planning this out and they find a bunch of Bibles.
Yeah, dude.
All these things are adding up where I'm just like, nope.
I mean,
there are things written all over the walls.
There's pentagrams.
Yeah.
No, like, that's a hell no for me, man. No fucking way, dude.
But
no
they're like, hell yeah, we get free props out of it.
True. However, I will say it's a mixed bag. Some of them are excited about this. Sarah specifically is like, this is a bit weird.
Yeah.
Why would the Bibles all be down here? Great question, Sarah.
That is a great question.
Excellent question.
And so back in the interview with Sarah says that it's when they started sleeping in the house that things started to change. And Diane says, change how? And we cut back to the tapes. Now we see them all drinking in the hotel. They're all staying there.
Yeah, and they're having a good time. They're around the bar. They're playing cards.
Yeah, it's nighttime and it looks like they're done working for the day. And this is where we see a lot of that rapport, a lot of random conversations that really have nothing to do with the plot, but we're just building relationships and showing the bond between all the characters.
I like that.
Me too. And so we cut to Tony showing them how we set up all the cameras throughout the house. And we see the security screen where he can watch all of them. And they talk about how some of them aren't working. Like specific cameras aren't working. no matter what he does.
Yep.
And then they also talk about how I don't know who they was or if they were talking about Alex, didn't want to spend a bunch of money on moving props this year.
Yeah, I want to say that's Alex
Probably
for sure.
Alex.
Because Alex is having some financial issues.
So they have to work their magic so these props don't look like shit. But they do mention they have a few scare actors that are coming to work with them.
Yes, and because the grand finale is in the basement, and there's going to be a girl involved in the grand finale, okay? She's going to be like handcuffed, essentially, and stuck in the basement. Not by herself, but originally she was going to be down there by herself.
Yeah.
And they decided, why don't we put one of the scare actors in the clown outfit? So there are these 3 dummies that they're going to set up in the basement, essentially. And one of them is going to be an actual person, and they decide we should have a jacked up guy in the basement to protect her. One thing I have to say about this whole situation, that's the only security that you have in this entire haunt is a jacked up clown in the basement.
And how many people are going to be in that room at once? Like how many attendees are going to be in there?
They don't have any security.
No, and also I wrote this later in my notes, but we can talk about it now. There is no reason for her to be handcuffed with both her hands or at all. She could fake it.
100%. It made no sense. But one thing that was driving me crazy is like, you need a security guard at the front. You need a security guard, at least 2 in the house, and you need one in the back door.
Yeah.
You can't just rely on cameras and 2 dudes watching them with walkie-talkies. Like, what the fuck is that?
Once I saw her handcuffs are real, I was like, absolutely the fuck not.
No, I know. I know, right? But so they decide they need a jacked up guy in the basement, which, okay, that's smart. Have the guy, definitely. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And I was also going to point out that they Alex wants everything documented.
Mm-hmm.
He, for whatever reason, he states later that it could be like for the website, so that way he can like, or like he can like look back on it and see like what they did right or what they need to improve on. But I always appreciate in found footage movies when they make note of why everything is being documented.
Yes.
Because nobody just walks around. I mean, people do film stuff, but you don't film 24/7 like that.
Not 24/7.
Yeah.
Like in Cloverfield, they did a great job explaining why he was recording while he was recording.
Yes. Oh my God. Don't get me started on Cloverfield. My love story. I loved it so
You can
much.
listen to that previous episode we did. So they also have this creepy prop sitting at the piano that Paul has named Hector.
Hector.
And Paul starts playing. Paul is the main one doing the camera work, by the way.
I fucking hate Paul.
Really?
He is such a perv.
Oh, yeah, he is. Well,
the whole movie, he is such a perv.
It took me a minute to get everyone's names down. So I'm like, wait, am I thinking of the right one? He is.
I like Tony. Tony was my favorite.
When we get to the scare actor, the female scare actor, we will see more of Paul, and that'll explain why Laura hates him. And I totally agree.
He's also perving on Sarah the whole movie.
When she's with Alex.
Yes. And he talks about... Okay, we'll get there.
Yeah,
Anyways.
yeah.
But yes, he's sitting down at the piano and he starts playing this song, which is the Hell House song.
The little jingle, which when we did our watch along, you pointed out that this jingle is from something else.
It is?
It's the Meow Mix song.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
If you listen closely, it's a slowed down version of the Meow Mix jingle.
So yes, the song is like Meow Mix, but I also read something online that it's very similar to Symphony Fantastique.
Okay.
That sounds right.
Sounds right.
Okay. And the song is by someone named Hector Berlioz.
Okay.
Berlioz.
Zed. I always forget about Zed in Canada. Sorry, that just threw me off. Yeah, I'm just going to go with that.
So I thought it was interesting that they named the dummy Hector. And this jingle or this song, it does resemble this Symphony Fantastique.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's actually legit or not, but it's just something I found online I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah. I can't get the Meow Mix jingle out of my head. Now, whenever I watch that movie, for days, I'm like, I want chicken. I want liver.
I don't even remember
Meow Mix, please deliver.
Listen, for getting hit in the throat there, girl, you got a nice voice.
It's the low notes I can do. I can't get higher than a certain point. But anyway.
It's still there. Okay. So it's September 5th, 2009. And they've been in the house for about 3 weeks at this point. Yes. Paul, the perv, is laying in bed And he's kind of documenting his thoughts. He does say here that he thought this was going to be like a huge fuck fest and it was going to be like party time.
Yeah.
It is not. He does talk about being very lonely, and he just makes a lot of like guy comments about Sarah, which like, Alex is one of your best friends. Why are you documenting yourself
Right.
perving on his girlfriend?
Yeah.
Like, he's going to see the footage.
Yeah. I don't know if they just had that type of rapport in 2015.
Would you be comfortable with that?
Personally, no, but
No.
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe he's like, oh, you know, Paul, he's harmless. Whatever. He makes these comments about everyone. No
Paul-
excuse. I think it's weird, but
Paul's the creep in the corner.
no, legit. And now he's a creep in his room talking to his camera, and we see.
Okay, well, one thing I loved about this,
Yeah.
every time we see Paul in his room, the light in the hallway is a red light.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is the same as my dining room
It's
and my
scary.
upstairs room. Actually, almost every room in my house has red lights.
Weren't they pink last time? Do you change them?
I changed
Okay.
them. Yeah, I love the vibe. But I just love the atmosphere of that like red light in the background because you know something is going to happen in the background.
Yeah, I love it for the aesthetic. I hate it for Paul or just being in that scenario because I would shit my pants.
I love it for Paul. Fuck Paul.
Okay, true. So he's talking to the camera and a figure walks into his room. It's so creepy. I love in horror movies, I probably have mentioned this before, but I love in horror movies when we notice something that the characters on screen don't, and they also don't draw attention to with zoom in or cuts or music. You
Dude.
just have to be paying attention.
I love it too. It's so good. And he thinks it's Sarah.
Yeah, he turns around and he's like, Sarah? And then he goes, what's up, dude? And then the figure just turns around and leaves.
Oh.
And then Paul goes, well, that was fucking weird. See you in the morning. And then turns off the camera and goes to sleep.
Okay, so this is why I'm like, maybe because Sarah sleepwalks later, and I wonder if maybe she's a sleepwalker.
I was thinking this is Sarah because I think the next figure is Sarah too.
Oh.
I don't know for sure, but I
Okay.
thought it was.
I thought Paul was startled by it. Well, I mean, he gets a little startled, but I feel like he's not that worried about it because I think Sarah sleepwalks.
Okay.
Just my guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because he doesn't, he thinks it's weird, but he also just goes to bed. Not me, man.
Right to sleep.
No. Mm-mm.
Absolutely not.
Oh, this is where I was like, Paul, you're dead to me.
Oh, because he takes the camera and he's going through the house, right? The next day and he's like zooming in on her butt.
Sarah is laying on her stomach in bed with her boyfriend, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul, the creep, comes up to the room and zooms in on her. Like she's just got like underwear on.
Yeah.
And she's like having a conversation with her man and he zooms in on her fucking ass.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
And then
Like-
and then when he goes in the room, they're like, what are you doing, you fucking perv? And he's like, what? I'm, the scare actors are here. I'm just telling you so that we can go and talk to them.
Yeah.
No, you little creep.
Like Alex is going to see this later. Well, at least he was supposed to.
Oh, talk about desperate, man.
Yeah, that's weird. Like how is Alex not beating his ass? That's what I want to know.
That's what I'm saying. I was saying it the whole movie. I was like, Alex, you should backhand this guy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So now back in the documentary, Martin, the photographer, says that one of Hell House's members, when they were found by EMTs, had his throat cut. He wasn't sure which one, but the EMT said that he was pretty sure the wound was self-inflicted. So now the whole time we're watching this movie, we're wondering which one of the crew is this going to happen to?
Mm-hmm.
He also mentions another one of the scare actors whose name is Joey Scheffler. And then we see a screen pop up saying that he refused to comment in the documentary. And then 9 days later, he hung himself,
Dude.
which is real intense.
And I really loved how they show this because they basically like we see the actors outside just kind of like talking to each other and kind of building rapport with each other. And then like a regular documentary, they like kind of like Dateline, they like zoom in on Joey and he's like kind of like smiling and then they hold the shot and freeze it and then put the words over the screen. Like it really feels like you're watching a real documentary.
Yeah.
I loved
it. And it's
it.
so eerie seeing him laughing and talking to the crew, knowing what's going to happen to him.
Yeah.
And so now we cut to the hotel footage.
Yes, we're back in 2009. It's September 18th and we're 19 days until opening night.
Yes, Alex is talking to Melissa. Melissa is a scare actor who is going to be chained in the basement. Not changed. She is going to be changed by the end of this, actually.
Uh-huh.
And she is basically the main event. And he's like, don't worry, Joey's going to be one of the clowns. So Joey Scheffler, who they just said hung himself later. He survived though. He's going to be the clown that's in the basement protecting her the whole time.
Yeah, she's like a damsel in distress.
Yeah. Melissa is local, so they're asking her the lore. What happened to the previous owners in this hotel? Why is this abandoned?
And I will say what we were saying earlier about the handcuffs. The only reason I'm like giving it a pass is because this isn't some big establishment. This is a very DIY type of situation.
That makes it scarier to me for some reason.
I agree, but I feel like that's why they would just use real handcuffs.
Oh yeah, because they don't have like the budget or resources to find like.
Yeah, or they're just like kind of like, yeah, we'll just use, we got these ones already. We'll just use them.
I feel like you put a rope, you wrap it around, you tape it so it holds, and she's just holding something. So it looks like she's tied.
Your
I'm like
arms,
really going into
dude,
detail.
your arms over your head like that for that long
Oh,
would
yeah.
be awful.
Yeah.
Like you could pass out from that.
Yeah. And she's handcuffed that way, so she can't change.
Yeah, that's awful.
Horrible. Horrible idea. And it's going to end horribly as well.
Sure is.
And so Paul, as we mentioned earlier, is being a real creep to Melissa. I didn't even write down what he said because it was, I don't know, something gross.
Yeah, he's just a little creep.
And so Martin, back in the documentary, the photographer says, we'll never know what happened in the original hotel or the Hell House crew 20 years later, just like we'll never know what happened to Andrew Tully. So we're like, who the fuck is Andrew Tully?
Andrew Tully. I will say something that I found kind of interesting about Alex while he was talking to Melissa. I don't know why, but I just got this like feeling that Alex was kayfabing a little bit here. Because when he was talking to Melissa and she was kind of telling him the lore, she doesn't know a whole lot about it, but she knows that like something went down in the hotel. Paul was concerned. Paul was straight up like, what do you mean? That's the only thing I'll give it to Paul is at least Paul was questioning things.
Yeah.
But he was like, well, what do you mean? What happened? What happened? And Alex was very quick to sort of dismiss that. And I think he kind of maybe had an idea of what happened there.
He either knew more than he was saying or he just didn't want to talk about it at all or didn't want to hear about it.
Didn't want to know.
Because he didn't want the crew to get scared either and leave.
Yeah, that's a good point. He just seemed like he was kayfabing a little bit there.
I think he's just like, I need to hit my margins. I need to make a profit on this.
True.
I want to know what the profit on a place like that would even be.
Well, because they're doing it so DIY and it's an abandoned hotel, I feel like they'd probably make a pretty hefty profit off of it.
Yeah.
Especially like because it was already dressed.
Right.
For the most part.
Yeah, they just had to add like lights and cameras. And
they probably had a lot of that shit already. So I would say they probably make a good chunk of change, especially when you see the line of people that were ready to go into the, I think at the beginning you see that super long line. Yeah.
Yeah, so Alex is locked in basically, and he wants to get through it, and he wants to make his money. So we start hearing the story of this local ghost, basically, Andrew Tully. The rumor is that he was a leader of a cult. He named the hotel the Abadon because Abadon in the Bible was the guard to the gates of hell.
Yes.
We find out a mother and daughter went missing in this hotel, which killed business. And then a few months later, Tully hung himself in the dining room.
Yes, exactly. And I believe it's when Robert is being interviewed, he mentions that Tully considered himself a latter-day Dante. And I looked into that because I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
So in the Latter-day Saint faith, Dante was this, I suppose he was a person. And it's a story. You follow him from being in a state of spiritually lost to a state of spiritual illumination. And he goes through this journey through hell, purgatory, and then heaven. And I guess the Latter-day Saint belief in the spirit world, a place where people go after death and before the resurrection. So basically saying that he thought of himself as this like spiritual sort of evolved being, which makes sense if he's like the head of a cult.
Wow.
I just thought it was interesting that Robert chose that way to describe him. So I kind of, obviously, we go down these rabbit holes.
Oh, I love it.
Isn't it the best?
Once you said you looked into that, I'm like, yes, tell me more.
Right? No, for real. Anywho, okay.
So then we cut back to the hotel footage where the crew is looking at their creepy ass clowns that they set up in the basement.
Dude. Okay. So we find out that the clowns are dummies and their heads cannot move. They can only look forward.
That is very important.
Very important.
They put masks on these dummies.
Mm-hmm.
So they can also remove the masks. One of them mentions that, you know, it might be a problem. We have to make sure that they're facing a certain way. Like they have to be looking at the stairs basically, because otherwise they're looking at nothing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Now we cut to the crew waking up in the middle of the night because they hear strange noises.
Dude, okay. So Paul is in his room again, right? He turns the light on because, yes, he hears something. He goes to check it out. Couldn't be me, man.
No.
I would lock that door and say, everybody, you're on your own. I'm going out this window. I'll see you on the other fucking side. Any hoogly boos. He goes outside of his room and he bumps into Tony, Alex, and Mac. Okay. Tony confirms that he heard something that sounded sort of like a scream. Mac and Alex tell them that they didn't hear anything. But then I want to say either Paul or Tony points out like, okay, well then why the fuck did you wake up?
Right.
Oh, you didn't hear anything? Then why are we all standing here? Right. Which is a great question. And the red light, we see the red light. And I just think it adds so much to the atmosphere. It just makes it so much more creepy.
Yeah.
And then we hear creaking coming from down the stairs. Dude, when I was watching this by myself, I was shitting my pants. It was nighttime. All the lights were off in my house except my red dining room light.
So you're like in the atmosphere?
Yes. And I'm like a horror movie gal.
Sure. That's why we're here.
I was so scared. I had to turn it off. Okay. Anywho, so that just happens. And then we cut to the next morning.
Yes.
All right. The roof is leaking. Thought that was interesting. And the crew just kind of goes about their business, right? They're preparing the hotel. We're formally introduced to Joey here, who's going to be under the clown mask.
Yeah.
Joey has a very special talent.
Yes.
Joey can bulge his eyeball out of his eye socket.
Yes.
And fun fact, the actor who plays Joey, Phil Hess, can actually pop his eyeball out. That was not like a trick of the eye. That is something that he anatomically can do.
Nice choice of words. Trick of the eye.
Did you like that I used anatomically too?
Yeah. Yeah, he actually popped his eyeball out of his head. That's wild.
Yeah.
That is one way to get a role, let me tell you.
Whoa, so crazy. And then also, I can't remember who says this, but there's a little bit of a discussion here about where they found him.
Yeah.
And one of the guys is like, oh, I just found him at a gas station.
Yeah.
And they're like, was he working there? And he was like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
So no background checks.
No, he's like, this is a big guy. He can pop his eyeball out. He's going to be perfect.
Imagine this big guy was not so perfect and had his own fucking agenda.
Yeah, you don't know this guy's background.
He popped his eyeball out.
I mean, I feel like that's how some wrestlers get hired, to be honest.
1,000,000%. Yes.
He can pop his eyeball out, you're hired. Get on TV,
Get
right?
him a contract. Okay, so Paul is taking us on a tour of the house, okay? And the house is starting to look very cool. With it's all like dressed up. It's like really starting to come together. Mac looks miserable as fuck. We find out that Alex and Sarah went to the city to get some more decorations or whatever necessities, right?
Yeah.
Paul continues kind of walking around.
One of the rooms is a toilet filled with fake shit.
Yes, I kind of love that though.
I don't know. I wouldn't say I love it, but I do think it's interesting now because isn't that like, I heard that's a room in the Terrifier house at Universal.
That makes sense.
But they actually make it smell like shit is what I heard.
Well, that makes sense also because remember the Texas Chainsaw House smelled like a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
And I have such a sensitive nose. I'm like a shark. Like I can smell fucking everything all the time. And it's a blessing and a curse. It's actually kind of horrible.
Yeah.
But when I went to the Texas Chainsaw House, I had to breathe out of my mouth the whole time because I was low-key ready to like puke.
Yeah.
It smelled so bad. But so while Paul's walking around, he bumps into the clown.
The fucking clown is just standing there at the top of the stairs, I believe, right?
Dude, he is just standing. Okay, this is a dummy, all right, that should not be able to stand on his own.
And he's facing down the stairs. So it looks like he's looking down the stairs. He thinks it's Mac wearing the mask.
He thinks it's Mac or Tony. He's not sure which one. Mm-hmm.
Because he kind of looks back, looks back where Mac was. Mm-hmm. When he turns back, the clown's head is facing him. The clown's head has turned. It's so fucking scary.
This is when I turned it off.
So this is where he thinks, okay, someone's wearing the mask because, it can't be the dummy.
Because a dummy can't turn its head.
Or just stand there, I don't think.
Dude, this was it for me. I was sitting by myself and I went, okay, we're gonna save this for 6 a.m. when it's safe.
It's so simple but so effective. They did such a great job.
Oh, dude, amazing! Scared the shit out of me.
He goes back and sees Mac in the other room, and then he starts freaking out
because Tony's with Mac. They're like talking and laughing, and he's like, "How the hell did you do that?"
He's like, "Wait, you were right there. Oh, don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me." He runs back. The clown is gone.
Yep.
So he is obviously losing his shit.
Oh
as
yeah,
he should.
He runs down to the basement. He's like, "What the fuck?" There's the clown
sitting where they would have left it. And now he thinks Tony's in on it. He's like, okay, you're all fucking with me.
Yeah, for sure.
Because what else would you think?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I'd be gone, but I could definitely see him rationalizing it.
Sure.
You know?
I would want to believe that they're fucking with me.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
and I mean,
the better option.
They probably do fuck with each other if they've been friends and they're, right?
They've been doing this for a long time. Of course they're gonna fuck with each other a little bit.
For sure.
And it doesn't even end there. The clown gets scarier, by the way.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So then we cut to the crew watching the footage back. This is where I would have been like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're all kind of watching it. And they do seem taken aback by it, but not as much as Sarah. Sarah, I think, is the most freaked out of all of them.
Yeah.
Mac thinks that Paul is fucking with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they all kind of are not turning on each other, but they all kind of think that they're fucking with each other.
Yeah, they're like, okay, who did it?
And Alex agrees that this is just like a prank. And then in my notes, I went, no further questions? Question mark, question mark?
You all think that someone else is pranking you? I guess they just all think that, okay, the person's not going to admit it.
You know what's so funny? Like, if I was Sarah at this point, I would be like, there's a hotel down the street. Babe, you can come with me if you want.
Yeah.
If not, I'm going to go sleep there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, actually, I'd convince him to come. I'd be like, Alex, if you want this relationship to continue and you want us to get down and dirty, get your fucking ass to the hotel with me.
Yeah, there's no way Alex is getting laid in the Abadon Hotel.
No fucking way.
With fucking cobwebs.
Ew. I don't know, maybe.
Not the cobwebs. I don't want cobwebs anywhere near that thing.
Okay, no, not the cobwebs, but like the vibe. I don't hate it.
Okay, after all this has happened though, no. Like they're watching this footage and they don't know who this clown is. I'm out. You're like, well.
I'm like, well, where are all the masks? No.
Maybe put the clown mask on. It'll be fine.
Alex, can you put the mask on for me? Okay.
So we cut to the next day. The crew is in a field and they're trying to film a commercial for their haunted house.
Mm-hmm.
They look over and Sarah is just standing in the middle of the grass staring at the statue of what looks like the Virgin Mary.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she was talking here, but she's at least just staring at it, not moving.
Yeah, she looks kind of hypnotized. And they're like, Sarah, what are you doing?
Mm.
And then she just turns around and walks away. Like, doesn't really acknowledge them, doesn't acknowledge what she was doing. She's just kind of like, doo-doo-doo, walks away.
No.
Odd.
There's so many moments where I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird. And so I wonder if this is indicating that she's already kind of possessed, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's already getting to her.
Mm-hmm.
And so back at the house, they're testing out the walkie-talkies, the lights, the strobes, and the lights are sparsely flashing in this hall.
Yeah,
Okay?
it's like strobe lights.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, when I say sparsely, I mean it's mostly dark and they just flash for a second and then it's dark for like 2 seconds, which is 2 seconds too long. Paul is in that hallway.
Yeah, because Paul's kind of they're testing everything out. So Paul's taking us with him to go through this strobe light hallway.
Yeah, and you have to wait for that light to flash again because you know something's gonna happen.
Because it's almost like camera flashing.
Yes.
Instead of it being like quick,
Right.
it's like that. It's a little bit slow.
And that just builds the suspense even more.
Yeah, so much tension, man.
It flashes and you see something is moving or there's something else there that wasn't there before. And Paul says, wait, how many freaks do we have? And I think Tony says 3 because suddenly there's 4.
Dude.
And Paul starts screaming to be let out.
Oh, he hauls ass. He's like banging on the door. He's like, let me out, let me out, let me out. Finally, the door opens. He runs and he throws up in the hall.
Yeah.
So fun fact, Gore Abrams, who plays Paul, actually did throw up.
Why?
Because he was severely hungover.
Oh, shit.
From partying the night before. So I guess the cast, the crew, they all got along really, really well. Like in real life, it was a great, great set to be on. Everyone got along, but everybody really loved to party.
Oh, shit.
And he was very hungover. And I would imagine not just the lights, but being hungover and having to run
and Scream.
And Scream hungover?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you. Mm-hmm.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I watched an interview with the director, and I'll put it in the show notes. But yeah, it seemed like they were having a really good time on set. Maybe a little too much fun.
Well, I do love that.
I know, me too. It's like The Burning.
Yeah.
When you know that like the cast actually loves each other. Another movie that we're covering this loop, same thing. They have like a really close bond, and you see it. I think it translates on screen for sure.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they show us the slow down frames of that video, and you can see another entity appear in the hallway.
Oh yeah, dude.
So creepy.
No, and you know what I thought was interesting too is like they start arguing here. Like Paul, Tony, and Mac are all arguing kind of about what is going on.
Yeah.
Alex will die on this hill. Like Alex doesn't give a shit.
Yep.
He's like, I don't care. I am just going to pretend like none of this is happening, and I am going to get my haunt up and running.
Yeah. They talk about that here in the documentary. The guy, Robert, talks about how Alex was his own worst enemy.
He's so determined.
They're 2 weeks away from showtime at this point, and Alex is just basically telling Paul to calm the fuck down so he doesn't scare the actors away.
Yeah, and we find out here that Mac and Alex grew up together. So they've been friends since childhood. We find out that Sarah and Alex have been together for a really long time. And Tony and Paul feel very loyal to Alex. So the whole crew, even though all this shit is hitting the fan, they have a loyalty to Alex. So that is one of the reasons why they're even considering staying and rationalizing what's happening.
Yeah.
Paul is the first out of the group to really realize like this is fucked up, but we need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But I did, again, when it comes to movies like this, especially because in real life, in a real situation, you would more than likely leave.
Right.
And I like that they address why they don't leave.
I love when they give them realistic reasons to not leave where you feel like, okay, that's valid. I could see that point.
My question to you is this. Let's say hypothetically, you have a boyfriend. He's running this haunt. It's clearly haunted. Clearly shit is happening. Are you leaving him there or are you staying with him?
I'm going to try to convince him to leave with me. But it depends on what is happening. This shit, I'd be gone.
Yeah.
I would like to think. Fun fact, I recently stayed in a different little hotel, motel, whatever. No, apartment. I'm sorry, apartment. In Salem, which I need to tell you about. We didn't even talk about it.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm pretty sure that it was haunted.
Yeah.
We both heard things. However, it wasn't anything that scared me and it didn't feel like a threat.
Yeah.
So I just went back to sleep, which I never would think that I would do. It's so different when you're in this situation to think about it and to think about it like happening in the future. You're like, oh, I would do this, I would do that. But when you're there and you're tired and you just open your eyes and you go, I don't know, I don't feel scared. And then you just fall back to sleep sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could see that. I don't know. You fucked me up with the witching hour. I'll never, ever, ever forgive you for that.
So when I woke up, I didn't even look at my phone. I did not look at my phone because I just knew. It sounded like there were footsteps in the hallway.
No.
And I knew, I bet you it was 3 o'clock in the motherfucking morning and I'm not going to look. And I went back to sleep. Never in my life thought that I could do that. But you know, like sometimes you wake up from a dream and you're so scared, you're like petrified. And sometimes you wake up from a nightmare and you're not. It just depends on how you feel. If you don't feel fear, you just react differently. I don't know.
That's true. I could totally see that. I feel like, though, in this situation, if my boyfriend was like, I'm going to stay here and would not leave with me, I would be like, okay, it's your funeral. I'm going to go. Like,
I would be upset.
I would abandon ship.
I would be upset.
I would be pissed, but I would be worried for him, but I would leave. Like, you know, listen, whitewater rafting, every man for himself, right?
I feel like
you're going to be that stupid.
Yeah. The other element here, though, is it's his business. And there's a lot of money on the line.
Dude, that's so true.
It's not just like, oh, I want to stay in this hotel. Because then I'd be like, no, we're fucking leaving. But now it's his work.
Compromise. I will help you with this haunt. I will be your fucking ride or die for this business, but we're staying at the hotel down the street.
There you go.
Right?
I would absolutely try to compromise. Yeah. Just let's not stay here.
No.
Just please.
After everything that's gone on.
Yeah.
I feel like Alex really has blinders on to what's going on here.
Yeah.
And Sarah, I like Sarah a lot, but girl, get your man out of that fucking motel.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I think it's a little too late for her too. honestly.
Oh, she's gone
at this point.
She's possessed for sure.
So we cut to Paul, who is going to investigate a sound that he heard, right?
Yes, because he's woken up in the middle of the night again.
And it's also important to mention there's no electricity in this place, right? Except for like no, there is because of the cameras, but they don't have like lights on.
Yeah, so they've finagled electricity in the house, but it's not like a regular, like there's no overhead lights and shit.
Right. So he's using the light on his camera,
Dude.
which makes it so much worse.
No, dude. No. So he does. He gets up, he hears a sound, he goes out into the hallway. And it's that motherfucking clown again, dude.
At the bottom of the stairs now, just standing there.
Oh, no. And and the clown is looking up the stairs at him.
And he kind of gets jump scared a little bit because Tony pops up behind him.
Yeah. And so one thing I will say here that I was a little bit confused because not only is Tony here, but Mac is also with them.
Right.
But my subtitles were getting everybody confused.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if that happened to you, but when I was taking my notes, I was like, wait, who said that?
Oh, sometimes the subtitles, you already know, subtitles have fucked me over in past episodes. So I try to not even use them anymore.
Yeah,
which sucks.
Especially with the names.
Yeah, the
because I was like,
names.
wait, Matt, why would Tony say that? That doesn't make any sense. Like I was
Right.
a little I was a little confused in that, and I actually wrote in my notes how fucking confused I was. But
I think they all heard the noise.
yeah, he's joined by Mac and Tony. And also like I love when they all get together, they all get startled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's that thing of like, yeah, I don't
They're
know.
all on edge.
I thought they played it really well. I think the actors are fantastic in this film.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all very confused as fuck as to why this clown is standing on the bottom of the stairs, right?
Yeah.
But Tony's like, okay, I'm going to go down. It's just a dummy. You know, I'm going to go down and I'm just going to grab the dummy.
Yeah.
So he makes his way. I think it's either Tony or Mac. I can't recall which one.
I think it is Tony.
He goes down. You are brave because there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
So he goes down, he grabs the dummy, and they start making their way through the house to go down to the basement to put the dummy back in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I don't know how they're rationalizing this, but whatever. So as they're making their way through the house, they notice Sarah has sleepwalked her way to a wall, and she's just facing the wall. She's not moving. And they call out to her. They're like, Sarah, you know, what the hell? She's not
Yeah.
answering them. So Mac or Tony, one of them leans the dummy against the wall and approaches Sarah.
Yeah.
And he kind of puts his hand on her and she wakes up. But before she does, she's speaking like a different language.
Yes. She's just mumbling toward the wall to herself.
Have I ever told you how much I hate mumbling?
Yes. We talked about that in one of the earliest episodes.
Dude, there's something about mumbling that fucks me up.
Don't mumble and don't speak in Latin in the dark, or we're going to have a fucking problem.
Sarah, you're going to have to leave, girl.
So, I feel like we talked about this on Patreon, but do you remember or happen to have it in your notes what she is saying here?
Do you? Because I don't.
She's speaking backwards.
Oh,
I just got chills.
Nope. What is she saying, girl? What is she saying?
If you play the fucking audio backwards, which people have posted it backwards online and it gives me chills every time, it sounds like she's saying, when I got to the front door, you were arriving, or he was arriving. It's almost inaudible in between. And then she says, happy to be alive. And I think technically she would have said happy to be alive first, but whatever. That's what it sounds like when you play backwards. It's so creepy.
Oh, that's so creepy. You just played it, and honestly, it made me so uncomfortable.
I know.
So Matt grabs her.
Yeah.
And she starts kind of like crying and whimpering
Yeah.
here. She's definitely freaked out. Matt consoles her, but they're all freaked out by this. Like at this point, Mac, Tony, Paul, they're all just like, what the fuck is going on? They turn around and the clown dummy is gone.
Fucking gone.
It's gone, and they are all freaked out. So they make their way around the hotel, but they can't find the clown anywhere, right? All of a sudden, the grandfather clock goes off. Sarah starts screaming.
This freaked me out too.
Oh, I was terrified.
Because just the thought of you're quietly going through this house that's silent, and then there's a loud noise that startles you, and then someone starts screaming, that's too much. My sensory overload, like I would fucking lose it.
Dude, I couldn't handle it at all. All of a sudden, the grandfather clock goes off. Sarah's screaming. All the candles in the dining room light themselves.
Yes.
And the clown is standing against the wall. And they all run. They all run upstairs.
Okay, so you know they go back and they show the room.
Mhm.
They pan back to that room where the candles are lit.
Yeah.
So is that why they're freaking out because the candles were lit?
Yes, because the grandfather clock goes off.
Okay.
The candles are all
Yes.
lit and the clown is there.
I rewound it like 5 times and I could not figure out. I'm like, why do they zoom in on that room and what are they screaming about? I knew the clown was back.
Yeah.
But like when they zoomed in on the room, it's candles. Okay, that makes sense.
It's the candles.
When I tried to look it up, something said that oh, you can see Andrew Tully hanging himself. No,
Oh.
I rewound it like 5 times. I could not see that shit.
I didn't
So
see
I
that.
don't think that's accurate. I think they probably meant that's where he hung himself was in the dining room.
It is.
Yes.
Because we see the crime scene photos earlier in the film, which, by the way, they do a great job. It is so eerie.
Yeah.
You know what it reminded me of? Do you remember rotten.com?
Oh my gosh, do I?
That
Hello?
when I was 14,
I'm a 90s kid.
dude, I think I was like 13 or 14 when I discovered rotten.com. None of us should have been able to see that shit.
Absolutely not.
I saw a lot of dead bodies.
Rotten.com, E-Bombs World.
E-Bombs World.
Yeah.
Do you remember Sh55?
No.
Schwiggity schwa?
No.
Oh, we'll talk about that on Patreon Extended.
I'm thinking, oh my gosh. Okay. I'm
Okay.
gonna write some shit down. I don't even know how to spell that.
Schwiggity schwash 55. Those that know, they know. Okay, so the next morning we see Alex holding Sarah. All right, but you know our boy Alex is very determined. We cut to nighttime. Oh God, this scared the shit out of me. Okay, so we cut to nighttime. Paul is in his room talking to the camera.
Mhm.
We're 3 days out from opening night. He confesses to the camera that he doesn't think that they should be in the hotel. But that Alex is very confident that like everything is gonna be like fine, it's all gonna work out, right? He goes on to say Sarah doesn't look good. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
And honestly, the whole time, all I could stare at was the red light in the hallway behind him.
You're just waiting for something to happen.
You're just the tension building is fantastic.
Mhm.
I was so fucking scared. So he turns his light off, he goes to bed. All of a sudden, he wakes back up and he hears like a screeching sound.
Mhm.
All right. He turns the light on. Oh, dude, this was when I was watching it in the morning.
And it still scared you?
It scared me so bad that I full on, like I did one of these. Like my legs were like sitting out in front of me.
Yeah.
I pulled my knees to my chest. I grabbed my blanket and I pulled it up to my eyes. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, there's a girl sitting against the wall in his room.
She looks like she's in all white. He does not see this
He
because
doesn't-
she's behind him.
Oh my God, it's so fucking scary.
He does turn and notice and he's like, oh, and hides under the covers, which also, that's not good enough.
No, but I felt like that was so true to life, dude.
I don't know. I will say, as a child, I always felt like hiding under the covers just didn't do it for me.
I always hid under the covers.
Okay, I say that, but then also, like to this day, if I am feeling a little spooked out, I will straight up put the blanket all the way up to my ear. Like I don't want my neck to be exposed. Maybe that's like a vampire thing. I don't know.
Oh, hello. I love it.
But I don't know. Like I feel like I would have to start like kicking or punching, or I need to see what she's doing. Like maybe
Dude,
like this.
I think I would die on the spot.
Yeah,
like,
that's
I'd be
true.
Like,
That's
I'd be
true.
like, you know what? Whatever is about to happen is gonna be way worse than what happens to me when I jump out this fucking window.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That would have been a better option. If I could jump out the window, I would have.
Dude, okay, in my notes, I have holy fuck in all capitals. Yo, in all capitals. I'm losing it. I was losing it.
I love that that's your notes. So we have his point of view from under the blankets. The camera's underneath. And you're just waiting. You're waiting. They hold it so long and you know something's going to happen. He's breathing so heavily. And then he looks a little bit.
No.
We see that she got a little bit closer. He goes back under the covers.
Dude, my notes, it says that bitch is dead. She's dead. Yo, she is fucking dead. Okay. Like, no.
So we're just waiting for him to look again. And they hold it for so long. He finally...
It's covering my eyes.
He finally pulls the blankets back and she's right in his face. It is such a good fucking jump scare.
Like I was losing it.
You know it's coming and I still jumped because you don't know when it's coming. They did a great job with the pacing.
Oh, yeah.
And also I think it did look like Sarah, but as a zombie or like a ghost, I guess.
Really?
I thought so. I didn't pause it to get a good look, but I just was like, yeah, that's Sarah.
Dude, I was freaking the fuck out that I was like half watching it. I was hiding underneath. I was scared, man. That scared the shit out of me. Even in the morning.
Yeah.
To be fair, the sun hadn't come up yet though. And and the vibe for me in the mornings is like I have these little twinkle lights on and candles lit.
Yeah.
It's a great fucking vibe.
It's still dark though.
Dude, I was scared.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So the next day.
But hold on.
Yeah.
He starts to scramble, right?
Yeah.
And screams and the camera cuts off.
Yes.
Okay, so obviously something has happened to Perv Paul.
To Perv Paul. Oh my gosh, Pervy Paul. The next day. That's his name now.
Imagine that was your nickname.
Here comes Pervy Paul.
Here he is. It's Pervy Paul again.
So the next day, we see that the crew's pissed off. They're all kind of arguing with each other because Pervy Paul is missing. And he left all of his stuff, including the camera. So that's weird.
Yes. There is a conversation here where we find out that back in 2005, Paul did take off without telling anyone. And also, the last, couple weeks, Paul has been bugging out.
Yeah.
Like, I like that they rationalize that Paul just got freaked out and left and that he's taken off before without telling people.
Yeah, especially if he's done it before. Mm-hmm. And they try calling him. And when the phone picks up, there's a loud scream that answers the phone and it hurts everyone's ears and they drop the phone.
Yeah. And I also hear him going, but Tony and Sarah saw the clown and so did Mac.
Right.
Like they all know that weird shit is happening in this hotel.
We know Sarah ain't saying shit.
Okay,
because she's possessed.
Seriously.
But I don't know
Sarah's
why.
having a hard time, man.
Yeah, I don't know why Tony isn't saying anything though. Like he saw all that crazy shit happen.
Yeah,
but you know what?
But he also does argue that why would Paul leave all of his equipment here?
Right, and we do see them. We see the group outside, like from the window. I think at this point arguing, or at least we see them arguing at some point. So maybe Mac was saying that there, or Tony. Maybe Tony was saying that there. We don't know,
sure.
We don't know the conversation they were having.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Tony at this point is very over this.
Yeah,
like Tony wants to bounce too, for sure.
Yeah.
So then we cut to the nighttime. And Tony wakes up to the sound of the piano. It's the Hell House tune.
It's the Meow Mix jingle.
My favorite. I love it. It's great. I need it on Spotify. He grabs the camera and he steps into the hall, meeting Mac at the top of the stairs. Mm-hmm. Okay, so obviously Mac can hear this as well. And so does Alex. Mac and Tony think it's Paul. Right. They're like, okay, Paul's back. He's fucking with us.
Yeah, he was the one playing that same song earlier.
He's just messing with us. They go downstairs to check it out. The camera pans to the side and we see a figure standing in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, it could be the dummy, right? I don't know. Is it the dummy? I don't know. I also didn't notice before how some of the walls open like doors. Did you notice that?
No.
That it's neat. Like they can open up certain walls.
Like a trap door?
Yeah, like trap doors. I thought it was really cool.
That is really cool. And that makes sense for a haunted house too, to like seamlessly get through and for customers to not know what's there.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So they make it to the front room where the piano is playing. And as soon as they get closer, the music just abruptly stops. Mm-hmm. And Mac runs in.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, gotcha, right? We see Hector, the dummy, sitting at the piano, not Paul.
By himself.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mac rushes over and he looks behind the piano and he's like, okay, how is he doing this? What is going on? Mm-hmm. The piano keys start like banging, like they like make like a bang sound.
Like someone laid on them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we hear yelling and a thud. So Matt goes running towards it, assuming like it's Paul. Like, he just thinks that Paul is like messing with them, right?
Yeah. And also at this point, I'd be so over it. I probably would be like, you know what? I don't fucking care if it's a ghost. Like, I want to know what this is. You're pissing me off.
Yeah, no, 100%. Especially because Mac doesn't believe in ghosts. Like Mac is very practical. He's like, okay, this is not a ghost. This is definitely Paul. So Mac and Tony continue on. They're like, they're kind of going around. They're like, Paul's got to be around here somewhere, right?
Just with the camera light and the flashlight, mind you.
Dude, it couldn't be me. I swear it looks like the dummies they pass are looking at them. So I don't know if it's just because of how they set up the haunt, but either way, when they're walking through the hall, it looks like those dummies are just watching them.
You're talking about in the hallway, not the clowns?
Not the clowns.
Oh,
just the the ghouls and shit that they have set up in the house. Whether or not that was intentional,
Yeah.
I just thought the mannequins or whatever the fuck they are, like staring at them.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It just adds to it.
So creepy, man. So creepy.
You're already on edge. And so they get to the basement and we see that all the clowns are lined up where they were placed. They're all facing one direction, which is still scary as shit, especially considering the one has been moving.
Dude, yes. And I don't know if it's Tony or Mac that says this, but they're kind of like cautioning themselves going down the stairs. And I couldn't tell who said it, but somebody says, we're going to fucking die on these steps.
They said it earlier too. Yeah, they keep saying
You
we're
ain't
gonna die on
kidding,
these
bro.
steps. Ooh.
You ain't kidding, man.
I believe it's Tony that's holding the camera. And when they get past the clowns, he's breathing so hard.
Dude, I know.
He's so scared.
Yeah, he's really, really scared. Mac isn't as scared as Tony, again, because I think Mac rationalizes it,
Yeah.
but he's still a little scared. There's no way you wouldn't be scared.
No, because now what if it's just, I don't know, a crazy person? What if it's someone trying to kill you in there?
Yeah,
You know, there are real life threats that could be in there too,
for sure. Uh-huh.
even though this one is a real life threat in a different way, but the supernatural kind.
Uh-huh.
And so Mac, they all have to pass the clowns so that they can get to this other room that they're going to check.
The storm door. So
Yes.
they're trying to get to the other exit because they think that Paul is hiding in the exit,
Yeah.
that little like passage.
Yes. So Mac is checking in there and Tony looks back and the fucking clowns' heads, all three of them are now turned facing him.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Absolutely the fuck not.
I'm
This
out,
was
dude.
so scary.
Out the storm door I go.
Obviously he starts freaking out.
Oh yeah, Tony's losing it. Tony is freaking out.
Yeah.
He's like trying to tell Mac what is going on, right?
Yeah, they lock themselves behind that door.
Yes.
Mac's like, look, that I know you think that you saw something. But he's like, I believe you, because he's trying to calm Tony down.
Yes, he's like, their heads don't move, Tony.
Yeah.
The mannequins' heads don't move. Like, you're probably seeing things.
Yeah.
No.
They bust out the door and the clown's heads are back the other way. So Mac's like, don't worry, I believe you. I believe that you saw something. And then they notice that Paul is down there.
Dude.
Paul is sitting against the wall on the floor with his eyes closed.
Like catatonic.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And they're like, Paul, stop fucking with us. Open your eyes. He does.
Oh,
But
he looks fucked up.
He looks sinister.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He doesn't move. He doesn't speak to them.
What a great way to describe him, AK. He does look sinister. That's a great movie, too.
I don't think I've seen it.
That's good.
So then we cut to them telling Alex, to Tony and Mac telling Alex, we need to shut down. We cannot run. Something weird is going on. Paul is catatonic, basically.
Yeah, and Mac is pissed off because Mac thinks that Paul is fucking with them, though.
Mac or Alex?
Mac.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he does. He still thinks that Mac hasn't quite gone over to I'm scared we need to leave side yet. He's
Okay.
still trying to, oh, it's Paul. It's Paul. No, it's not Paul.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, Tony's like, no, Paul is like unresponsive.
Yeah, and I appreciated that Tony showed Paul some compassion too. You know what I mean? And I there's a conversation here where Tony says to Mac, do you believe in ghosts? And Mac is like, no, dude, I don't. Which explains a lot.
Yeah.
But at this point, maybe start believing.
Believe in something. I don't know.
Something, man.
Alex
I'd be
is not-
praying. I'd be praying.
I think a lot of non-religious people would be praying in this situation.
Yeah.
Alex, however, does not want to hear it. They've already done way too much work in this house. They're one day from opening night. Now they're all arguing in the basement. Tony gets so pissed off that he quits and he leaves.
Yes, exactly.
And then Mac chases Tony outside and he tries to get him to listen. And Mac is like, listen, you have to hear this. And then the camera cuts. And then we cut back to, you see some footage. You know when like they would stop a camcorder and restart it, you would see like footage that they taped over. So it's like Sarah smiling in a field.
Yeah.
Which is also really creepy.
It's super creepy and it's also very sad.
But it looks like from, happier times.
Yep, exactly.
So we don't hear what Mac tells Tony, but then it cuts to Tony sitting in this field playing with blades of grass, looking very upset, saying like, damn, I can't leave now.
Yes, and I really loved how beautiful this shot was. The sky looks gorgeous. It's just really beautifully captured.
And it looks like Tony had just set the camera down. So he's not like holding it in Mac's face. It's just, he's accidentally capturing this moment.
Exactly. Mac crouches down beside him. And he asks Tony like if he's okay. And Tony's like, no, dude, I'm not. Like some shit is happening in this house. You know what I mean? So Mac is crouched down with Tony and he asks him, like, are you okay? And Tony's like, no, dude, I'm not okay. So obviously there's something going on here in the background that we're not privy to, right? I'm just assuming that Alex is running out of money or hemorrhaging money, or I don't know. There's got to be a reason for that. At this point, that's what I was thinking at this point.
Yeah, because Tony says like, now we're fucked and Alex screwed us. We never find out what Mac told Tony,
Right.
but I'm also assuming this is what Mac and Alex were outside of the car arguing with in the beginning of the movie, or
100%.
arguing about rather.
100%. And Tony asks Mac if anyone else knows what's going on. And we find out that not even Sarah, his partner, she doesn't even know what's going on.
Yeah. And then one of them says, you know what's really scary though? Because Paul doesn't know either. You know what's really scary though? Why he's not telling him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, okay, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, exactly. It's very unsettling, man.
So they both agree to stay.
That's that loyalty to him.
Yeah. And I was like, is Alex dying or something? Like,
I think it was, I don't know. I thought that Alex was going bankrupt or like something like that.
yeah.
At least that's what my thought process was here.
Mm-hmm.
But we cut back to Sarah being interviewed by Diane.
Yeah.
And Diane asks if there were any issues with the house outside of the hotel being haunted. She asks Sarah if Alex was fit to even run the event. And Sarah tells her that Alex was the same as always, right? He handled everything really well. He convinced Sarah that everything would be okay. And Diane asks her, she says, look, why didn't you leave?
Mm-hmm.
And Sarah tells her that Alex wasn't going to leave. And she wasn't about to leave him there. And I put in my notes, sorry, babe, I would leave you, LOL.
Sorry, babe.
Sorry, babe, you're on your own. Then we cut back to another interview with, I believe her name was Alice from the beginning, but I also have Miranda, so I'm not entirely sure what her name is. But she's one of the girls in the beginning that was talking about being in the house with like when all the commotion happened, right?
Oh, I believe that was Miranda.
She describes the clown rushing past them when she was in the group going down to the basement.
Mm-hmm.
And they got close to the bottom of the basement steps, but then nobody could move forward because everybody was trying to rush out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So obviously she's describing a very chaotic situation here. Okay.
Right.
But then we cut back to Alex, who's sort of rallying the troops, right? Melissa, who's one of the scare actors, she asks where Paul is. And Alex tells them Paul's fine. He's just sick.
Yeah.
He's just sick. Okay. So the actors, they get prepared. Alex and Tony are kind of talking privately here. Alex tells Tony he can't run the show without him. So Alex is really kind of, pressuring Tony. Like, oh, I need you, bro. I need you here.
Yeah.
I can't do this without you. Tony's like, all right, well, he goes to check on Paul, who's sleeping on his mattress on the floor
Yeah.
and won't wake up. So this is a very disturbing situation, right? Like we can definitely see that things are falling apart here, but we're getting closer and closer to opening night.
Yeah.
And now it's October 8th. And now it's opening night. Alex looks stoked. My note says, this guy is whack. There is a huge line of people waiting to get into Hell House.
Yeah.
So we get a rundown now of what is going to happen and how the people are going to be filtered through the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Melissa's in the basement. They cut her shirt. They open up her shirt so that like her bra's exposed and she's in her panties.
Yeah.
Like handcuffed. That is number one. That alone is like you're so exposed and vulnerable. But number two, like the fact that shit is about to hit the fan and you are handcuffed in your panties and bra in the basement is so terrifying to me.
That is way too vulnerable.
That's like in horror movies when people get murdered while they're having sex or when they're on the toilet. Like you're so vulnerable and there's no way that you can defend yourself.
And while they're tying her up in the basement, the guys are assuring her that everything's fine. And she's like, you tell me if it wasn't, right?
Dude.
And Alex like, yeah, totally.
No, for real. Joey's there. He's in the clown outfit. He's sitting next to the other dummies. And the whole scene is a little weird to me, but I digress. Matt goes back upstairs. He leaves Melissa and Joey in the basement. And we pan up the stairs. And it looks like someone is slipping through a door at the top of the stairs. Did you notice that?
No.
I don't know. It was just really quick. But I feel like it's just setting the stage for like shit is about to go down, right? Like they're not alone in this hotel, right? And then we cut to Alex and Tony. They're watching the monitors. And we find out that Paul is still sleeping here.
Yes.
And they try to communicate with Mac through the walkie-talkies, but the walkie-talkies aren't really working.
Yes, he can hear Alex and Tony, but they can't hear him.
Which, again, I've talked about how they should have security.
Yeah.
But that alone, even if the place isn't haunted, you need to hold up until everybody can hear each other and is on the same page.
Yeah. Mac also has a head-mounted camera on.
Oh, yeah, he's got a little GoPro. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So now we're cutting between the cruise footage of the haunted house and the recovered video.
Oh, yeah, the YouTube footage.
Yeah, from people that went to the haunted house.
Yeah.
And Sarah sees Joey in the clown costume run out of the basement. So she's trying to tell the other guys, and Alex tells her, hey, go check what's going on. Go check out what's going on. She is the person that we saw run past that girl taking the YouTube video that ran against traffic and out the exit.
Yep.
That was Sarah in the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
From the recovered footage, we hear Melissa screaming and begging to be let go in the basement, saying this isn't part of the show. It's not part of the show.
She's freaking out. She's and as patrons, you would just think, oh, this is part of the show.
Even when they're saying this isn't part of the show, I know. Because why wouldn't you?
It's a haunted house.
It's funny because we're covering another movie where that happens too.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right.
And we see Joey, the motherfucking clown, the one security that this girl has, get up and run away.
Oh, yeah. He takes off. Yeah. Biggest dude in the whole fucking house, man. Biggest dude in the house takes off.
I am not okay with that, Joey. Like, I know you don't know this person, but this woman is restrained and she's counting on you, and you run away and leave her there.
I think that speaks volumes to how freaking scared he was.
Yeah, because we will see kind of what they're seeing in the basement.
Oh, we see someone in a black cloak go over to Melissa, but it is very hard to tell what's going on.
Right.
But it looks like druids.
Yeah.
It looks like a druid goes over to her.
A cloak with the hood up, a big dark figure.
Like Undertaker's druids.
And everyone is screaming, trying to get out of the basement. The footage starts glitching.
Chaos. It's pure chaos, man.
Mac is trying to lead some people out. We're seeing his head camera point of view.
Dude, doors are slamming. People are getting trapped.
People are getting trampled.
Yes, people are getting trampled. It's like Black Friday.
Oh my gosh.
Mac runs to Tony and tells him to go to the basement. And as they are running, we see a little girl standing in the corner of the dining room. Which I would imagine is the little girl that went missing. Or earlier in the movie, we find out about the mother and daughter, right?
Yeah.
This has got to be the daughter.
Yeah.
Tony runs to the basement. The door slams behind him, locking him in the basement.
Yes. And then he tells him there's another way out. And Mac is running through the house.
Oh my God.
We're seeing entities. We see something attacking Tony in the basement as the door shuts.
I say Mac is breathing heavy, and my note says, "Oh, you believe? You believe it now, Mac?"
Oh, now you're scared?
Mm-hmm.
Something attacks. I think it's Tony in the basement, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's the druids and shit.
Yeah. As the door is shutting, we just don't see exactly what happens. We see Mac and Sarah run upstairs to the attic.
Mac is trying to get Sarah. He's basically Mac is trying to help Sarah get out of the house.
Yeah.
But they end up running all the way up to the attic. And they find Alex hanging from the ceiling, right? Mac tries to save him. He runs over. He's trying to save him. And when he turns, the camera turns, all the druids are there.
Yes, a bunch of entities also in cloaks surround him, so they can't help him. They can't grab his feet or anything.
Yes.
This whole chaotic ending was so hard to keep my notes straight.
It was
I'm like,
disturbing.
Wait, who was that? Wait, who was that? I had to rewind so many times.
Oh, this whole scene is so disturbing. The camera scrambles for a minute, and we just see Alex's feet hanging. Like he dead. He's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
So we don't really fully see what happens to Mac,
right?
But I'm assuming he gets attacked by those entities in the attic, because the next thing we see after Alex's feet are hanging is Sarah is walking out of the basement without Mac.
Right.
So
or walking out of the attic. You mean,
the attic. And so if they do show what happened to Mac, it happens so fast that I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I think they just engulfed him.
I think, they were kind of surrounded.
They were surrounded,
and the fact that the camera cuts and then Sarah's just leaving by herself, I think it just implies that he was killed by those entities in the attic.
Yeah, I think so. So we cut back to the interview with Sarah, And she tells Diane that she got out of the attic, ran to the front door when the police were arriving, right? They rushed her out of the hotel. And Diane asks her if anything happened between her running out of the attic and to the front door. And Sarah just confirms, like, no, I just made it to the back door or whatever. Diane's like, how is this all being hidden from the public, right? Here, Sarah just stops the interview, basically tells her like she's tired, she needs to rest. And Diane offers to get her a room to rest at the hotel that they're staying at. And Sarah's like, oh no, I already have a room. I'm staying in 2C. Real quick, 2C is the apartment number that Linda and Jim live in the movie Witchboard from 1986.
Oh, okay.
So a little tidbit. But before, Sarah tells her I'm in 2C. And before Sarah leaves, she tells Diane, you should go to the Abadon. You should go see it for yourself.
This part was so funny to me because I love how Diane's like so easily convinced, because she's like, oh, I've tried to get in there and, it's boarded up. You can't get in there. And then Sarah's like, why would that stop you? Basically.
So manipulative, dude. And because what a thing to say to investigative journalists.
I know. Cause now she's like, yeah, you're right. Like,
I should go check it out.
But she really is just like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yes, absolutely.
Sarah had told Diane, about being in 2C. She goes, give me a couple hours and you can come find me there.
Dude. So we cut to Diane and Mitchell. Mitchell is her partner. He's the one that has been studying the tapes. Okay. They discuss kind of going to the hotel, to the Abadon to like check it out. Mitchell's like, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
I would prefer not going. But Diane stops at the front desk and she asks the front desk clerk to tell the woman in 2C that they're stepping out. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm stepping out.
So Mitchell is he's going to end up staying back. The cameraman goes with her.
Yes.
But Mitchell wants to stay back and catalog the footage. So he's watching the rest of the tapes.
Exactly. So when Diane says, can you just let the girl in 2C know that we're just stepping out for a minute? We find out here that Sarah isn't staying at the hotel. She's not staying at that hotel because there is no 2C. And there's no Sarah staying there at all. Okay. But of course, Diane just convinces herself like, oh, you know what? She's probably using an alias because she doesn't want people to actually know that she's here.
Sure. That's a journalist thing to think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. I personally wouldn't think that, but I could see why. She would think that.
Sure. She wants this story. She wants to be the one to uncover all this stuff that no one has ever heard.
Yeah, I get it.
So we cut back to the footage of the night that all this went down. Sarah is grabbing the camera and she's walking shakily through the house. She gets to the front door.
We hear screaming in the distance.
And she sees Alex, who we thought was dead. She sets the camera down and goes to hug him. And then
he does not look right, man. He does not look right.
He takes the camera and, long story short, he bashes her head in with it.
Dude, he bludgeons her to death.
Like it goes from 0 to 100. I was like, what the fuck? I wasn't even thinking about the fact that we just saw him die in the attic. I was just like, oh, he survived somehow. But then he's
like, I just hate my girlfriend so much.
I'm like, oh yeah, he's possessed or something at the very least.
Yeah. No, it's awful. It's actually really gruesome, man.
Yeah, because then he starts kicking her over and over. The camera lands.
It's awful. Oh, and also, like, oh God, it's like growling.
Yeah.
Oh God.
We see her on the ground. Her face is covered in blood. She's struggling to breathe. So here, when I saw this for the first time, I was like, wait a fucking second. Hold on. Is Sarah about to die in this video? So she's struggling to breathe, and then she gets dragged away by something.
Dude.
Dragged away into the fucking wall. We don't see it, but we know that's what happened. That's where that blood streak into the wall came from.
Yep.
And then we just see Alex's feet standing there. And this is a very prolonged scene too. He grabs a piece of glass off the floor from the camera, and then we just see him slide down the wall after he cuts his own throat.
He slits his own throat with a giant shard of glass, dude, which was confusing to me because he's already dead.
So maybe he wasn't. Maybe they hung him and possessed him and then made him do this.
Oh,
and now,
okay,
and
like that.
I also thought, even if he was already dead, he did this self-inflicted wound because remember they mentioned that in the documentary,
right,
that the EMT mentioned this looks self-inflicted because now they could blame it on that.
Yeah.
They can kind of cover it up. Oh, this guy went crazy. He did this and then he killed himself.
Yeah. No, for
Maybe.
sure. So we cut back to the footage from the opening of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5 a.m. Diane is going into the Abadon. I respect that she's a journalist, but fuck that shit.
Maybe read the room and realize that the Sarah girl is manipulating you and up to something.
Yeah.
Real sketch.
Yeah, a little bit sketchy. But I mean, imagine breaking this story.
Right.
Woo!
That's why I'm like, okay, I get why you'd want to go in there, especially not alone, and it's during the day.
No, yeah, for sure. The cameraman is definitely questioning going in there. Like he's like, you know what? Like I'd prefer if we didn't go in there.
Yeah.
And just a little fun fact, but the camera operator in this scene is actually the producer Joe Bendelli. He's uncredited, but he's the one that's holding the camera.
Okay.
I thought that was kind of fun little fact.
So they do get in and they immediately see the blood stain on the floor where Alex died. They see the mark from where Sarah was dragged away through the wall. Diane tries to go into the basement.
The cameraman is like, no way, dude. I am not going down there.
He's like, I am drawing a fucking line.
Not happening.
They can see blood spatter from the top of the stairs on the walls. And the cameraman's like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
And Diane is like foaming at the mouth here. Like she is like, are you getting this? Oh my God. Like she is so into it. It is not even dawning on her at all that she could be in danger.
Right.
At all.
The props are all still set up around the house, by the way. So it's still just equally as creepy. And as they explore, we see flashes of like where the crew was hanging out in those same spots.
I loved it.
Yeah. When
I
they were
thought that was a great touch.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
And so Mitchell, her partner, Diane's partner, tries calling Diane. And she's like, oh, I'll just call him back. She doesn't answer his call. Because remember, he's watching the rest of the tape. And they go upstairs and they notice that one of the doors has 2C on it.
Bye.
Immediately, I was like, fuck.
See you later.
Diane opens the door. She's like, wait a minute. 2C. Hold on. And whatever. So they open the door. I think even the cameraman
is like, can you, because it's locked.
Yeah.
It is locked from the outside.
Yeah.
All right. Cameraman is like, you know what? I think we're good here.
Yeah.
I think we've got all the footage that we need.
He says, we didn't come here to open creepy doors. And she's like, I did.
I'm not gonna lie though, like Diane's kind of a badass.
I know.
Like I kind of stand Diane.
I can see that. It's not gonna end well, but
no, but I respect it. I respect it.
So Diane opens the door, much to the cameraman's dismay, and Sarah is sitting on the bed, looking out the fucking window. They pan the light up to her face, and she looks like a zombie.
Oh, she's dead, Zoe.
She's definitely dead. Obviously, they scream, they freak out, they try to leave. The door slams shut. Sarah is now standing, and that entity is standing next to her. And it rushes toward the camera. Diane and the cameraman screaming. The camera glitches. And then a screen pops up saying the Abadon Hotel remains a mystery to the public to this day. The end.
Creepy music ensues.
Oh, I love this movie so much. They did such a great job. I love a great low budget. I love a found footage. And I love when they're able to do so much creepiness to set up so much tension without needing a big budget.
I adore this movie. I'm a found footage gal. I love found footage. I love mockumentaries. Because not a lot of horror movies scare me.
Yeah.
But found footage movies always really freak me out if they're done well. And I think Hell House is just one of the best.
Yeah.
I love it so much. I have so many fun facts about it.
Yes, tell me.
Okay, do you want to hear some of them?
Yes.
All right. So the writer-director Stephen Cognetti said that a few things. One, he really liked the idea of making it sort of like 60 minutes.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So, or like an episode of Dateline. He was inspired by the movie Lake Mundo.
Oh, yeah, that's another really creepy found footage.
Yes, the fact that was like a documentary style really kind of inspired him there.
Yeah, have you ever seen that movie?
I haven't. It's on my list.
Okay, I will tell you, it is a slow burn,
right?
But it has a great fucking jump scare in it that actually like got me off the floor and running to the couch to sit.
Oh,
yeah, because I wasn't expecting it. I didn't read anything about it, so I was like, yeah, it creeped me out.
Should I add it to 31 Days of Horror? Yeah, I should.
Yeah, do it.
He was also inspired by this like old abandoned house that he found in Jersey. And originally he was like, I'm going to shoot in an old abandoned house. Like, let's make a movie in an old abandoned house. But he realized like logistically, it would be very difficult to shoot in an old abandoned house. right? Which makes sense. So instead, he started looking for like haunts, and he found the Waldorf Estate of Fear, which is what they used for the Abadon. He sings the praises of Angie Moyer, who runs the haunt. She loves horror movies, and she was fucking game to do whatever to make this movie happen.
Yeah.
She was the production designer on the film, and I think the fucking set is so awesome.
Yeah.
She's bomb. And then also, so originally he wrote this as a traditional sort of script.
Okay.
Okay. It wasn't a found footage idea at first. But he eventually then did switch it to that documentary found footage style. I would imagine that the budget probably had something to do with that.
Okay.
So he had to change the story a little bit, right? Obviously, because found footage, you can't really tell a very clear-cut story in the traditional sense. Right. So there are sequels we've talked about. So we talked about in the beginning about having planned out the sequels, sort of, right? So what actually happened is it wasn't necessarily a plan. It was more that the original movie had a lot more depth to it. The original script had background in it. It had more of a story to it.
Okay.
So in order to create these sequels, he already had the groundwork for that because it was in the original script.
Okay.
Which I thought was like pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's
you know what I
really
mean?
Interesting. So I'm guessing the rest of them are not found footage.
Some of them are.
Okay.
Yes, some of them are.
Oh yeah, it looks like the first two are.
Yeah, and they're all great. I really enjoy all of them. I think they're really, really fun. They're a fun ride.
Sorry, the first two sequels are found footage.
Yes. So he already had enough fleshed out that he could make sequels from the original Hell House.
That's great.
I thought that was very, very cool. The first scare that popped into his mind when he was kind of constructing it was the clown standing at the bottom of the stairs and the crew seeing it. And straight up, I think is one of the best scares in the entire movie.
That was a great idea to base everything else around, or to kind of build around, because yes, oh my gosh, the clown and Sarah or whoever it was in Paul's room.
Dude, so scary.
The best parts.
He always wanted the clown to move around the house with them approaching the clown at night. So that was in the original script as well. And he talks about in this interview, again, I'll post it in the show notes, but he talks about how the scares were mostly in the original script. He didn't really have to change too much in that regard.
Yeah.
He talks about the strobe light scene specifically being a bit of a challenge to film because the strobe light effect wasn't really coming up on camera.
Oh.
The camera couldn't pick it up well. So they had to do a lot of like editing tricks to really get that, to bring that to life. I thought that was kind of neat.
Oh yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah. And I guess the cast are like lifelong friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah, after making this movie, which I think is just, dude, I just think that is like so fucking cool. I love that so much. And then, so Danny Belleni, who plays Alex, he first read for the character of Paul.
Okay.
And it didn't really work out for Paul, but they brought him back in to read for Alex, and he basically had to do an improv and explain why he's like so passionate about like haunted houses.
Okay.
I thought that was such a neat audition.
Yeah.
Like
that sounds fun.
It sounds fun. Yeah. Instead of having to like remember sides or whatever, you just get to like improv. I thought that was very cool.
Yeah.
The casting process was actually very long. According to the director, it was pretty long. They started auditions in January and they began filming in May. And I also thought this was interesting. A lot of the crew and production were working in positions that they had never worked in before.
Okay.
And they all just like knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
It just sounds like he talks about it wasn't like a grueling shoot. It just sounds like they all came together to make this really fucking cool special movie, which makes me love it like so much even more.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know. I adore it. I think everybody should watch this fucking movie. If you love horror movies, if you know you're accumulating your 31 days of horror, I strongly suggest you put it on your list, and maybe even all the sequels, because the sequels are a really, really fun ride too.
I haven't seen any of the sequels yet, but I think that's going to be a project for me in October. this month.
Yes, do it. Okay, one more little fun fact.
Yes.
Stephen Cognetti, he's also uncredited, but he plays the camera operator with the tour group in the main sequence of the film.
And I think anything else we can kind of cover in the Patreon extended.
Yeah.
Probably, because we have a lot more to say outside of the movie as well in this extended.
Yes.
So definitely join us over there.
Lots of things to talk about. I think we're gonna have a wrestling heavy Patreon exclusive.
Yeah, for sure.
I love this movie, and I love you guys for listening, watching. We are on social media. You can follow us on Instagram at Chainsaw Girls Pod. We also have an email. You can email us chainsawgirlspod@gmail.com. You can also watch the video version of this on YouTube. It drops every Monday at noon. It is a premiere, and usually we're in the chat chatting it up with you guys. We also have a Patreon, and right now we're going to shout out our top tier patrons. So let's go. Devin C, Angel R, Jolene, David G, John M, Jonathan W, Rob V, David T, Heather D, Franchise Driller, aka Ryan, John W, Millie C, Adrian G, Chris S, Alex T, Adam BL, and James C. Thank you so much for being our top tier patrons. We love you guys so much. Okay, bye.